Imagine winning $10 million tomorrow. Your debt gone. Your family taken care of. Every financial stress you have ever had, dissolved overnight. Now imagine losing every single penny of it within 5 years. That is not a hypothetical. That is what happens to a shocking number of lottery winners in real life. And the reason why is one of the most powerful lessons about money psychology you will ever hear. Most people have a fantasy about winning the lottery. They have a list ready. Pay off the house. Buy a new car. Help the family. Maybe quit the job. Travel a little. Finally breathe. And that fantasy feels so real and so complete that most people never stop to ask the next question. What happens after? Because here is what the headlines never show you. The stories that do not make the news. The lottery winners who ended up more broke than before they won. More stressed. More isolated. More miserable. Studies suggest that a significant number of lottery winners file for bankruptcy within just a few years of winning. People who had millions of dollars. Gone. Completely gone. Often leaving them worse off than if they had never won at all. How does that even happen? The answer has nothing to do with intelligence. Nothing to do with greed. And nothing to do with bad luck. It has everything to do with one thing. Your financial thermostat. Remember that concept from last week? Your brain's subconscious set point for what feels financially normal. Lottery winners do not just get money. They get an amount of money that is so far above their financial thermostat that their brain genuinely does not know how to process it. And what happens next is both fascinating and heartbreaking. Sudden wealth without financial identity is a disaster waiting to happen. Here is the pattern that plays out over and over again with lottery winners. Week 1, pure euphoria. The money feels unreal, because to their brain it is unreal. It is so far outside their normal experience that it does not register as something that needs to be managed carefully. Month 1, the spending begins. Not irresponsible spending at first. Just finally doing all the things they always wanted. Helping family, paying off debt, buying things they always felt they deserved. Month 3, the requests start. Friends, extended family, old acquaintances who suddenly reappear. Everyone has a reason they need money. And because the winner still feels like they have unlimited wealth, they give. Generously, repeatedly. Year 1, the tax bill arrives. And it is enormous. Most lottery winners are completely unprepared for how much of their winnings go directly to taxes. What felt like $10 million is suddenly $5 million after taxes. And they have already spent like they had 10. Year 2 to 5, the unraveling. The money runs out faster than anyone imagined. The lifestyle that was built on sudden wealth cannot be sustained. The people who appeared for the money disappear when it is gone. And the winner is left not just broke, but socially isolated, emotionally devastated, and often in more debt than before they won. Now here is the part that completely reframes how you should think about wealth. Money does not change who you are. It amplifies who you are. If you are generous before you win, you become overwhelmingly generous after. Which sounds beautiful until the money runs out. If you are anxious about money before you win, you become paralyzed with anxiety about losing it after. Unable to make smart decisions. Unable to trust anyone. If you have never had a healthy relationship with money, suddenly having millions of it does not fix that relationship. It just makes the dysfunction louder and more expensive. This is why studies consistently show that wealth without financial education and psychological readiness is not a blessing. It is an accelerant. It speeds up whatever patterns were already there. The lottery winner who goes broke was not destroyed by the money. They were destroyed by the same money patterns that were keeping them stuck before they won. The money just made those patterns impossible to ignore. And this leads to the most important insight in this entire video. The goal is not to get rich quickly. The goal is to become someone who can handle wealth. This sounds simple, but think about what it actually means. It means building your financial identity slowly and deliberately. Learning how money works before you have a lot of it. Developing habits around saving, investing, and boundaries with money long before those habits are tested by real wealth. Because the person who builds wealth slowly over time does not just end up with money. They end up with the mindset, the habits, and the identity that can sustain that money for a lifetime. The lottery winner gets the destination without the journey. And the journey is where everything important happens. Every month you save a little. Every time you say no to an impulse purchase. Every time you invest instead of spend. You are not just building a bank balance. You are building the version of yourself who knows how to handle what is coming. That is the real wealth. And nobody can take that from you. So the next time you buy a lottery ticket and dream about what you would do with the money, ask yourself a different question. Not what would I buy? But who would I need to become to actually keep it? Because the answer to that question is the most valuable financial work you will ever do. And unlike the lottery, it is completely within your control. Drop in the comments, if you won $1 million tomorrow, what is the very first thing you would do with it? Be honest. I read every single comment, and your answer will tell you more about your financial thermostat than any quiz ever could. Hit subscribe because next week we are talking about why your friends and family might be the biggest threat to your financial future. That one is going to start some conversations. I will see you there.